Comics, and welcome to my March comic/manga reading wrap-up, where I'll show you everything that I've read this month. And as always, there's quite a fair bit, so let's get started. I will start with the mangas just to get them out of the way. So first manga I read in March was this one, Parasite Volume 3 by Hitoshi Waki. So I continued reading the Parasite series, which I really love. And this is by Kodansha Comics. But yeah, the story's going really great. I can't wait to continue. It's also getting closer to more revelations and to more problems. I made a video about this one. Alright, so that's that one. And then I read this, it's not new, but it's coming out in these single volumes, I suppose. Because there were tomes I saw where it's more of it. But it's Happy Land Volume 1 by Shingo Honda and published by Blaze Manga. So I saw this on my Kamikaze's Facebook page. I was like, oh. So I picked this up, and man, has it been a wild read. I really love this one. I made a video as well. And I already ordered the next one. This was, this is quite the read. Good art and a lot of gore. Exactly my kind of thing. Look at that creepy rabbit. Or a man in a rabbit head, I suppose. Okay, so those were the mangas. And this is, of course, not exactly in order, but I'm getting through the more difficult stuff. Difficult to put around. Then I finally dug up and read these 2000 AD magazines, or no, they are comics that Mr. Gray gave me a few years ago. So this is issue, one second, what issue is this? I can't remember. It's a pretty early one, I think. This is like 7 or something, I believe. Yeah, I think this is number 7. So it has a lot of stories that continue in each issue, and it had a Judge Dredd issue. Here in this number 7, it had the first version of Judge Dredd, which was pretty skinny in comparison, of course. But it was awesome. A lot of cool stuff in here. So I read that one, and this is by Top Thrill. Yeah, I think Top Thrill is the publisher. I think, maybe? No, wait. Who's the publisher on these? I think maybe. I don't know. And I read this other one. Let's see, where's Top Thrill, maybe? Okay, this is number 755. So this is way ahead in the series. I don't know, this was published by shit. Can't remember now. Oh well, anyway. Yeah, so this is way more ahead. This has color. And check out this cover. That is a cool looking mutant there. Check him out. He's not this vicious looking inside the story though. But still, awesome cover, I must say. Let me move a bit so you can see it. But yeah, really awesome. I enjoyed both of these. I can see why 2000 AD was so popular. Alright, now let's get to the comic books, shall we? Oh, okay. A lot as always. First, I read this Cole the Destroyer, issue 11, was it? Yeah, I think it was issue 11. It was very cool, by Marvel, of course. Yeah, it was very cool, this one. Cole gets betrayed and thrown in prison by some kind of Atlantean villain or something like that. But anyway, it's very cool. It kind of has Cole's origin. I really, really enjoyed this one. Cool stuff. I'm gonna keep that one, I think. Then I read a Fantastic Four, issue 325, which features the Silver Surfer, of course by Marvel as well. He goes to, he finds Johnny floating in space and saves him. And then he goes, apparently Mantis is here. She, of course, looks very different than she does in the movie, if that's, of course, her. I'm not sure. But still, I enjoyed this read as well, but I don't think I will keep it. I'm not that immersed in the Fantastic Four, to be fair. But Cole I'm keeping, naturally. Okay, and then I read Ravage, issue 10 by Marvel. I love my Ravage. I really need to pick up the rest of the series one day and read all of it. Okay. Then, should have really... Then I read Thunderstrike, issue... which was it? 22. Thunderstrike Unmasked. And boy, was I wrong about who he is. I was so certain, but I was so wrong. Cool stuff. This is like 2 issues before it ends. Wait 1 second. Let me just unbag these so it'll be quicker. Okay, and then I read Deathmate. This is the prologue. I got some of these from Leor. This has been really, really interesting. I need to pick up all of them one day and probably make videos. Cool stuff. My beloved Solar. Okay, then I read Deathmate Red. So interesting that there's no like numbers or anything. It's just red, prologue, epilogue. Makes it confusing. But yeah, I read, and these are of course by Valiant. And then, then I read the epilogue of Deathmate, also by Valiant. And the whole Valiant universe is fucking cool. Okay, and then I read the Thor War, the Mighty Thor, or this is, I didn't realize there was a series in the Thor, and then it's just this war between them. Of course, by Marvel, I read the whole thing, so there's number 1, number 2, over here, but they were very fun reads as well. I love Better Ray Bill. Better Ray Bill. There's number 3. These are my favorite of all these ones. Well, I like Eric and Better Ray Bill. Drago's nice too, but I'd say he's on my top list. And there's number 4. A very nice story there. Different than the one with Demon Staff. There's a story with the Thor 2099 where Demon Staff it has these 3 helping him. Okay, and then I finally continue on to Mark Hazard Merc, issue 4. Story's getting more and more interesting. Now it's just to see where Mark's gonna go. Keep constantly wanting to say Mark Spector. Alright, then I read Punisher 2099 by Marvel, of course. I for some reason thought I didn't have this one and Lear gave it to me, but apparently I do have this one somewhere. So I will be returning this back to Leor, as I don't need 2 of them. But it was cool. Man, is the Punisher needed in this time period. Oh, then I read Robin 3000 by DC. This is a 2-parter, which I borrowed from Leor. Awesome stuff. I loved it. So these 2 I will be returning to Leor after borrowing. I really loved the story. I made a video about both parts. I love the Elseworld stories. At least so far, all the ones that I've read. Oh, and then I read Dark Dominion issue 3 by Defiant. This is something Leo picked up and asked to borrow, and he said I could keep it. Seems really cool. I want to pick up the rest of these. So it's like this. It's like this. The main character here, he's able to go into like a different reality in the reality, and I'm not even sure how to explain it, but it's fucking awesome. Sorry, excuse me. The bloody cold still won't leave me fully. Oh yeah, awesome stuff. Never heard of Defiant before. Alright, last bag. Alright, then I have read... One second, I got a little stuck here. Then I read Batman the Killing Joke. That's a famous story by DC as well. I made a video about it. It was a very good detective story, great art, very interesting, but I must confess I couldn't understand what the hype was all about all this time. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's really good, but it's just... I guess I was expecting something like... I mean, I know what happens to old Barbara here, it's just fucking awful, but I don't get the end if it was supposed to be like... Anyway, I won't spoil it here, but still, I really enjoyed it. And at least I can say I read it too. And then I read the last issue of Kento, A Place Like Home. The ending didn't disappoint, so I'm very happy about that. I, of course, made a video. I'm so happy I finally got to complete it. My beloved Kento. Alright, and then I read this trade of Usagi Yojimbo. This is the Crow story by Dark Horse as well. And of course, Stan Sakai. I really love this one. I also made a video. I do really enjoy those Usagi Yojimbo stories. I'm glad I got the trade for this one. Even though I had to wait longer, and still, at least I got to read the whole story in one. Alright, just a few more here. Let me pull these out already. It's a good thing you can't see the mess I have here. Then I pulled out some Hellboys that I've had somewhere, and I decided to read this one. This is the Hellboy Essentials. Universe Essentials, I should say. This is a story called Witchfinder. So it's a story from 2009 about Sir Edward Grey. Excuse me. Sir Edward Grey. That was awesome. Mike Mignola didn't do the art here, but he did do the writing, but the art was still very good. I like the art style. And of course, it was a really cool Sir Edward Grey story. He's quite the character, he is. I read that. And then I read Frankenstein New World, The Sea of Forever. This is a new series. It's from one of those from the world of Hellboy. Issue 1. I enjoyed it. It looks like it's going to be an interesting one. I picked it up mainly because Mike Mignola and Christopher Golden are writing it. Along with a third gentleman. I don't know why so many on one story. Well, we'll see. I do hope it'll be good. Yeah. So far, I enjoyed the first issue quite a lot. Though, I don't want to say... Yeah, I've become a bit more picky with these just because of, when Mike Mignola's not involved in any way, it's kind of like, stories aren't as great. Alright, and then the last comic I read in March was Space Usagi, Death and Honor, issue 2. I got this one finally from my comic shop, and I was able to continue. Also very good. We'll read the conclusion soon. But that, they continued in a really cool way. Whoever made these covers, they're also quite neat, but I wish Stan Sakai drew the covers for these. But, whew, that is it. Holy shit, my throat's killing me. This is everything I read in March. There's still quite a lot. And there's a lot of mess here. But that's usual. So that is it, folks. Let me know if you've read anything from here. What did you read in March? Let me know down below. And remember, collect what you're passionate about and share it on YouTube. Bye!